Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and Happy New Year to you all. It's Wednesday. It's the random rant day, according to the schedule. Let me go over the schedule again, just so people out there don't know. Since everybody in the podcasting community, in my community, Joe Cronin, is scheduling up, even though, I kind of invented scheduling myself, but whatever. Let's go through the schedule real quick so everybody knows what's going on what days. I'm going to make a graphic, but I'm good at a lot of things. Well, I'm moderately decent at a few things. But graphic making isn't one of them. I'm terrible at it. I want to make a graphic that just has the days of the week and what's going on what day, but I'm pretty freaking retarded. So I'll just continue to tell you guys. Sunday is viewer question day. Everyone seems to enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it, so we'll continue that. That will be a Sunday staple. Mondays is going to be my sports wrap-up type of day where I talk about everything from wrestling to football to basketball, baseball, whatever's going on from the last week in sports. I'm going to talk about it. That'll be the day that's just for that. It's just random stuff. Also, that'll be the day where I'll be calling people off my Skype list just to fuck with them. But I think that's going to be kind of an every video type of thing. If I get bored in the video, I might just call someone on Skype just for fun. I might even do it now. I don't know. Tuesday, it's Wrestler Spotlight, but also the Monday Night Raw review that we'll be doing. They might be two separate videos, or I might combine them into one video. I haven't decided. Wednesday is just Random Rant Wednesday. It's going to be one focused topic that or possibly a lot of different topics. Might have a guest, I might not have a guest, but it'll be random subjects, almost guaranteed to be in the wrestling realm. Okay. Thursday, Creators Corner is your big thing that's coming out on Thursdays. Brand new one this week with Jake Link. I'll also probably be doing random news and stuff like that, so if anything breaks, I'll be there to report on it. Friday, until SmackDown changes to Thursday nights, Friday will be Top 5 Friday, where I'll do random top 5s and all that good stuff. Saturday, until, like I said, until SmackDown changes days, it'll be the SmackDown review. But as soon as it changes, I'll flip those last two things. Top 5s will be on Saturday, and the SmackDown review will be on Friday. So there it is. There's your schedule for the week. Now, this episode, what am I going to talk about? Well, I was going to have Ed Crowley on because he's like freaking out, wants to talk about Raw. He has all these good points about why Raw was terrible, blah, blah, blah. And some of the people in the comments also, why do you fucking people even watch wrestling? If you can't get behind something that was really good, like Monday Night Raw was this week, why even watch wrestling? What's the fucking point? What's the goddamn point? It just makes no sense to me at all. Edge having his neck broke, the threat, that's so stupid. Cena just should have let him do it. Jesus. It was a great way to bring back the Authority. What were they going to do? They were just going to have a match between Cena and Rollins for it. Why? We've seen that match a bunch. We didn't need to see it again. This was a cool way. It was a little out of nowhere. It wasn't your everyday storyline. And it was a way to use Edge. And now that storyline could possibly be furthered now, because apparently at the on Main Event this week and on SmackDown, according to spoilers, apparently there's some kind of lawsuit angle with Edge and Christian. They're going to be like suing the WWE or something like that. So that might be kind of interesting. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is something that seems to be gaining a lot of traction. And I went to war on Monday night over this subject with Joe Cronin. And I'm going to try and talk about it without screaming with somebody else, because I think that'll help. Maybe explain my position on it. But Mick Foley talked about this, and a lot of people are clamoring for it. Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan for the title at WrestleMania WM31. Now, I don't really want to see this matchup. I don't think it would be a good match. I feel since Brock Lesnar has come back, every match he's had, he works the same. His offensive style is the same basic offensive skill set. He is 38 years old. It's mainly punches, some kicks, some knees, a Kimura, and some German suplexes. I mean, he's not doing a lot of other stuff that we're used to seeing from Brock Lesnar in the past when he was having 5-star match after 5-star match with Kurt Angle. He's not moving very fast around the ring. It's more of a plotting, I'm a psycho, I'm going to hunt you down and kill you. That's what he's been doing with basically everybody. Now, can he work a more up-tempo match with the likes of Daniel Bryan? I don't know. I don't know if he's in that type of physical state to do it, nor do I know if he wants to do it. Another concern I have is with everybody else who's having problems even putting a dent into Brock Lesnar, how are we to believe that Daniel Bryan could score the upset? I mean, look, I've never been a fan of these things. I've never been a fan of Rey Mysterio getting in there and beating the fucking giant there, the Big Show. And that's supposed to be legit. I can't stand those things because they don't make any sense. And while I think that Daniel Bryan could wrestle a good match with Brock Lesnar, I'm not sure at this stage Brock Lesnar could wrestle a good match with Daniel Bryan. And I don't think the WWE is thinking that either. I don't think the WWE is planning on going in that direction. I think the biggest concern is the fact that Daniel Bryan's coming off of a neck injury. He's 5'10" on a good day, you know. He's a very small guy. 5'10", 200 pounds, soaking fucking wet. You know, he's not a big guy, and he's coming off of a neck injury. A neck injury. And Brock Lesnar, while very technically proficient in a lot of ways, and a great wrestler back in the day when, you know, he was a full-time performer, he hasn't always been known as the safest guy to work with. He could get a little reckless, especially in his later times. I worry that he could hurt Daniel Bryan. It's a legitimate fear. And it doesn't seem worth it for a match that I don't think would be all that spectacular anyway. It's just my opinion. I just don't think the match is going to turn out the way people are thinking. Brock Lesnar 10 years ago? Fuck, sign me up. Let's see Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan in an Iron Man match. If we get that Brock Lesnar. But that's not the Brock Lesnar we have. That's not him. It's not this guy anymore. Could he revert to it? Maybe, but I've seen no evidence to suggest that he could. I think Brock likes wrestling this style with bigger guys. He can be more punishing. And like I said, my biggest concern is Daniel Bryan getting seriously hurt. And I think there's a very good possibility of that happening. You know, so what I think is going to happen, which seems to make more sense, the most sense to me, of all of the possibilities of going into WrestleMania. And people might think this is far-fetched. I don't think it's that far-fetched. I think when you hear what I have to say and you think about it logically, I think this is the best possibility of happening. I think Brock Lesnar will drop the title to John Cena at the Royal Rumble with interference from The Undertaker. I believe The Undertaker will reemerge at the Royal Rumble and cost Brock Lesnar the match. Look, I have to believe that The Undertaker losing at last year's WrestleMania had to have a purpose. More than just losing the fucking streak. There had to be something bigger. There had to be a bigger idea going behind it. And I believe part of it was Brock Lesnar's eventual rise to dominance and a title reign. But not only that, but I think a plan B for next year's WrestleMania being this year now, you know, WrestleMania 31. So here's what I'm thinking. The Undertaker is going to beat Brock Lesnar, or he's going to interfere in the match, and Brock's going to drop the title to Cena. The only way that works is if The Undertaker does interfere. If he doesn't interfere, there's no reason to have Brock Lesnar drop the title to Cena. If they're not going to do Undertaker, Brock Lesnar 2 at WrestleMania 31, there is absolutely no point of having him drop the belt to Cena because it'll completely squash everything. It'll make it irrelevant, really, the entire last year of Brock Lesnar's storyline. So there's no reason to have him drop the belt to Cena unless The Undertaker interferes. That being said, even if Cena wins the title, which I do believe in this scenario with The Undertaker interfering, he will hold it for about 15 seconds because Cena needs to immediately drop that belt to Seth Rollins, who will be cashing in on him. Everything comes full circle if that happens. It makes total sense to me. And then we have some interesting shit going on for WrestleMania. Because what to do with returning Daniel Bryan? Oh, it's real fucking simple. He wins the Royal Rumble. How apropos that would be considering the Royal Rumbles started so much mess last year with Daniel Bryan not in it. He wins the Royal Rumble this year, and instead of all of these 3 or 4-way matches, you just have Rollins and fucking Daniel Bryan. You get him in an angle as soon as the Royal Rumble's over. Like the next night, you have Cena do his title rematch because he did technically win the title and drop it. So he get his quick little rematch. Whoever he's going to be feuding with, which I believe it'll be Rusev, or maybe even it could a couple other guys possibility in there, but I believe it would end up being Rusev. You have that angle start, and that's how Cena loses his title rematch to Seth Rollins. So you got Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan starting their program, and they work all the way up to WrestleMania. And they finally, we're going to have Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania for the title. What a great match that has the possibility of being. I mean, really. I think it could be a great, great way to go. And if that's the case, think of the top 4 matches that we would have at WrestleMania. The biggest 4 matches would be Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, and maybe even putting something like Dolph Ziggler in it would not be a terrible idea. You have that option. Or a Dean Ambrose, or if you want to keep Cena in the mix, have Cena in the mix. That's fine too, and then you could always throw somebody else. Roman Reigns is another possibility of throwing in that way. So there's those possibilities. So a title match revolving around guys like that, Sting and Triple H, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and then who's ever not going to be in the title picture, then it's Rusev and either Rollins or Rusev and Cena. Ambrose, you got Wyatt now who's free because him fighting The Undertaker, which a lot of speculation has been that what he would be doing, and even I myself have bought into that. I begin to think that it doesn't make a lot of sense because it really isn't going to do much for Bray Wyatt. I mean, other than beating a legend like The Undertaker, at this point, it's not going to do much, and I don't think the match will be very good. I think a better way for The Undertaker to go at this stage would be to get his revenge on Brock Lesnar. So there's all of those things going on. And everybody else, Ziggler, Reigns, Ambrose, Wyatt, you got all these guys that you could do other things with. So you could have a top 5 or 6 matches. Or you could throw any of those guys into other scenarios, into the main event picture, whatever you want to do. You have so many options. But you have 4 main matches already set because of one simple thing being done at Royal Rumble. And it seems to make the most sense to me. Once again, that's Brock Lesnar dropping the title because of interference from The Undertaker, and Seth Rollins immediately cashing in on John Cena and taking the belt off of him. I just feel that there's so much potential. If they do that, WrestleMania is set to be amazing. Amazing. And then you already have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We're going to have that again. So guys like Cesaro, I'm sure that's what he's going to be doing if he's even still with the company by then. I'm sure that's what he'll be doing. He'll be defending that title. There's a lot of different things that could happen with some of the undercard. Tag team division still needs to be sussed out. it looks like they're putting a little bit of stock into Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. So maybe they're going to be contenders, and they're with the Ascension and the Usos. And maybe they'll even get the New Day going again because it seems like they've already forgot about them. And the Dust Brothers. Don't forget about the Dust Brothers. I think we're finally going to get our Cody versus Goldust match at this year's WrestleMania. So the matches that are being speculated at this point, or at least in my mind, I'm envisioning a pretty goddamn good card for WrestleMania that can only get better with more refinement. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my 2 cents on it. But what the fuck do I know? I'm borderline retarded. I'm going to try to call Crowley one more time. See if I can get his dumbass on here. If I can get him on, that'd be great. But he does not look to be on. So no, he's not. He's not on. So no big deal. Check it out, guys. Thanks for all the support that's been going on with the channel. Everybody watching the videos, everybody subscribing, liking, sharing. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter at DeadOnDaveV. Ask me questions, interact, whatever. I'll show you dick pics, whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Make sure you check the look I just got from my wife. Facebook.com/thisguystakeonit. Sorry, it's my old thing. All these things are right there at the bottom. Make sure you check out on Facebook for other things. I post on other sporting events, political stuff. I do post written word stuff there, so make sure you're checking all that out. The unboxing videos. We got another one coming up hopefully very soon. I'm waiting for December's arcade block. When I get that, I will be immediately posting an unboxing video. And remember, I'm setting items aside from the unboxings, and when I get the 500 subs, we're at 233 right now, but when we get the 500, I will be doing a big giveaway of all the items that I have taken aside, and one lucky subscriber will win that box. And maybe when we get to 300 and 400, maybe I'll do smaller giveaways or have one person, whoever from the subscriber list, come on to the show. So yeah, I was about to close out the show, but then, boom, I got a phone call from the great Ed Crowley, so he's on. So let's go ahead, and instead of closing this down, let's wrap it back up, shall we? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
What would you like to rap about? Because you missed it, but I just had a big talk about Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar about if they should be fighting at WrestleMania, which I personally do not believe, and I gave my rundown for what I think is going to happen, which you missed all of that, so you'll have to watch the episode.
I'll watch it when it's up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll argue. We'll review the show you did.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
We should do like a review of a review.
That's right. We'll review. Yeah, that's what I should do. Self-critiques, because that's not narcissistic at all.
No, just something to do, isn't it?
So, with today being New Year's Eve, it's not a terrible idea to reflect upon the year that was.
That's a fucking brilliant idea. Who came up with that?
Yeah, me. I did. I like everything. I came up with everything because I'm me. I invented scheduling. Don't you know this by now?
No.
Incredible.
Glad I do now, though.
Yeah, well, hey, you're welcome.
Right.
So, what was your favorite thing that's happened, and what is the worst thing that's happened this year? Let's start there.
Oh,
in wrestling. I don't want to hear about.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I don't want to hear about like hemorrhoids.
Of the week. That was pretty bad. I don't know. Well, fuck. Speaking of car crashes, it's been a funny old year for WWE. I think lots of ups and downs.
Yeah,
which is kind of weirdly consistent with WWE.
The last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't think of a. In terms of pay-per-view, it's got to be a toss-up, isn't it, really? What was the worst? What would you say was the worst pay-per-view?
Oh, God. Probably anything that happened after WrestleMania and before SummerSlam is kind of a toss-up for just horrible pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah. To be honest with you, that's the problem. I think we're too spoilt for choice, to be honest with you.
I think the major pay-per-views this year have all delivered. I think SummerSlam was good. I thought Survivor Series was very good. And I really enjoyed WrestleMania this year. So I think the main stuff, what they need to build to, is working. Do they need to clean up all the other stuff that happens on Raws and SmackDowns? Sure, they do. But I know you weren't happy with it. But if I get Raws like we got this Monday, I'm a fucking happy goddamn camper because I really enjoyed it. I was not bored one time during that 3 hours. I was exhausted. But
yeah.
I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it.
Well, the thing I was thinking about it before. This is why I wanted to talk to you about it. Was I think I have a theory because I totally get why you liked Raw, and I could see, for me, I could see what they were trying to do, and I appreciated that with some of the promos and stuff like that with Ryback's and with Cesaro's. I could see what they were trying to achieve with it. It's just, in my opinion. I'm not just trying to be negative or anything. And like you said on your other video, I've told you before, I wasn't all that into the Attitude Era, so it's not like I'm like...
No, I know, but there are a lot of people that are.
I don't give a shit about the Attitude Era, quite frankly. But I just want good stuff on my wrestling shows, and I just didn't think it really delivered for me personally, in my opinion.
That's your opinion. Yeah, you're complete. It's wrong, but it's completely fine.
We're going there.
Well, no, look, if we could talk specifically about a few things, I thought the Ryback promo did deliver. I felt that it was a different part of Ryback that we haven't gotten to see. Mick Foley was a little bit critical of it, which I thought was not really correct in what he was saying because he compared it. No, it wasn't because he compared it directly to the Daniel Bryan promo, and they were designed to be two different things. They weren't designed to be the same promo. And Ryback,
same promo.
What's that?
I think they came off both as the same, honestly.
No.
I emailed this, and I told you, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Is this fucking Raw or fucking Oprah? Because that's what it felt like to me watching these promos. It's like, look, don't get me wrong, I like a good bleeding heart promo that's real, and he's being real, and I could see there were real moments for him when he was talking, especially about his past, even mentioning his fucking real name, which was like, ooh, fourth wall.
Yeah, well, see, WWE doesn't do that, and I appreciated that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, as do I, and I do like promos like that, but I'm not going to lie to you. Part of why I didn't like it is just the simple fact that I don't like Ryback.
Yeah.
He's just not my guy. I'm not invested in him, and I don't care. So if he does cut that kind of promo, I'm not fussed with it.
See, I felt that was kind of the purpose of him doing that because I believe there are a lot of older people and stuff that don't get into Ryback this much. I felt because of what he did on Jericho's podcast, which did bridge the gap for a lot of people that were on the fence about Ryback, and what they did here, which seemed to be very highly accepted. A lot of people seem to be happy with it. I felt that was the point of it, and it didn't land for you, and that's fine.
I think it's for people like me. I mean, I'm one of those. I definitely hold a grudge with wrestling. Like, I've never forgiven Shawn Michaels for eliminating the Bulldog out of the Rumble.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck Shawn Michaels for that moment.
Well, you know what?
He will literally have to donate his lungs to me if I'm going to forgive him.
You should be mad at the Bulldog for getting up on the second rope and celebrating.
He thought he won!
He thought he didn't confirm he got the job done. Well, that's on the Bulldog.
Put yourself in my position. I'm 12 years old. I'm English. I'm at home. And an Englishman has just won the fucking Royal Rumble. Can you imagine how ecstatic I was at that moment?
Well, you're just as naive as the British
fucking
Bulldog.
I was 12 years old, the same as you were. You were at 12 years old going, that fucking... I don't think Kamala dresses like that when he's not wrestling.
No, you're right. I was too busy getting fucking excited because I knew Shawn Michaels was still in the Rumble. I knew he didn't hit both feet, and I knew the British Bulldog's dreadlocked ass was getting thrown over that top rope, and the Heartbreak Kid won his first of 2 back-to-back Royal Rumbles.
I just thought it would have been nice if Bulldog had won. But anyway... But yeah, like I say, I kind of hold grudges for that, and then what he did to Brett as well. I mean, Sean fucking hell.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But, Brett should have played ball. Brett deserved what he got. Deserved what he got.
Controversial opinion with me, young man.
He deserved what he got. Look, you fucking do business. There's a proper way to do business. Proper way to do business, and Brett didn't do it. Brett went into business for himself, didn't want to drop the belt in his home fucking country, wanted, without a contract, for Vince McMahon, a businessman, to take his word for it when they're in the middle of a fucking blood feud after they already had one champion throw a belt in the trash on WCW. What was he supposed to do? Did the right thing. Good on Sean. Good on Vince. Fuck Brett. Next topic.
But yeah, so holding grudges, basically. I'm not. The amount of times I've been in that argument with people in the pub, I'm just not doing it anymore. It's like religion, politics, and the Montreal Screwjob. Don't speak about it. But yeah, so it's the same with Ryback. I mean, I buy what Punk said about him, and
well, even though more and more things are coming out that are being basically everything that fucking CM Punk has said is being called out as bullshit.
Of course it is, because he said some really damaging stuff.
No, he said some false stuff. That's the problem. He said stuff that weren't fucking factual. Everybody's calling him out because he lied. He fucking lied. He's being fucking shown as the I had it right from day fucking one about this guy after that fucking interview, and I'm glad that I fucking stood by my fucking my words on it.
You flipped back and forth.
I didn't flip. I just said after the fucking UFC thing, I understood the interview, the reasoning for it, but he was still a little bitch about it, and now it turns out he's a non-factual little bitch. Yeah, and he's corrupting AJ too, by the way, because now she's having all kinds of issues because he's a cancer. He's a straight-edge cancer. That's what CM Punk is. The CM stands for Cancer Man. Cancer Man Punk. That's right. Fucking Punk. I'm surly. Ooh, I'm surly.
But anyway, I mean, oh, God, man, they really tried pushing fucking Big Show, didn't they?
I don't know about pushing him. I think what they're trying to do with Big Show is they've tried to build up his legitimacy a little bit so they can help Reigns get over more. No,
Big Show ain't getting anyone over. He's not. No one gives a shit about him. What? Oh God, just don't.
I feel the last 2 weeks have helped Reigns working with Big Show. To be completely honest, last week when he knocked Big Show over the fucking table, and this week with Big Show doing the same to him. After I know you hated his commentary, I actually enjoyed Big Show on commentary. I did.
We're like opposites, man. What the fuck?
On this week we did. We were completely opposite, but I felt big. I was surprised, and even in my notes, I said, "I can't believe I just fucking said that," because I hate the Big Show. But I actually enjoyed his commentary. It wasn't that bad. He interacted with everyone at the table.
What was this I heard about their last match? Where apparently, maybe it's a rumor, might not be true, that he did the super punch on Big Show and he knocked one of his teeth out or something, and now they actually fucking hate each other.
Oh, I haven't read that.
Oh God, no! I heard this on Epic Sports. I was listening to his review, and because I'd missed the wrestling while I've been away, and he said that had happened, and you can hear them on camera like calling each other a bitch.
That's the first I've heard of that.
So that could actually create some very interesting real feud going on there. So I mean, that would be the only reason why
I read a lot of dirt sheets. I read a lot of dirt sheets, and let me tell you, I'm gonna have to call bullshit because I haven't read that one.
Possibly, yet. It's literally secondhand information.
If anybody out there knows anything about it, and you see an article or something that confirms or denies that, please put it in the comments below because I'd like to know, because that would be interesting. So I'd like to know that. But as far as I know, that
could make it work, you know.
But no, I actually look. They're trying to slow build Reigns to see what they got with him if he's ready for Mania. And Big Show is kind of a decent first guy coming back to do that with. Because say whatever else you want about Big Show, he's old, he's slow, whatever. He's safe to work with. The guy, I've never heard of the Big Show hurting anybody, man.
I've got a theory now.
Okay.
I think this whole thing with the Big Show perhaps might be something that was done at the last minute. Maybe because of how he was messing up his promos. And he didn't, rather than stick him in the ring or in a feud with someone who was like really good on the mic, and then making Reigns look stupid because he wasn't. So, let's stick him with the Big Show. He'll probably look good next to him on a promo.
Well, I don't know. Because
possibly. I'm not saying
it's a possibility. But Reigns was, as soon as he came back, the first person he came in to go after was the Big Show, because the Big Show got involved in a Seth Rollins Cena match. I think this was kind of the plan all along. It's not a very good plan, but it is a plan. I think they're very on the fence with Reigns. They don't know what they have with him. If he's, I don't think he's ready for the main event at Mania.
No.
But this is a way to find out. And like I said, it's a safe way to find out what they have because he's not going to get hurt with the Big Show.
Yeah, but it feels like it's funny because in kayfabe they're trying to say that Rollins is the future of the company, but really they're pushing Reigns, right?
You know what? A lot of people are making that case, but who is getting more fucking air and more main event, more mainstream attention than Seth Rollins? I mean, maybe we've been okey-doked. I think Seth Rollins might. I think all three of them really, Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose, are all right there in the same tier as far as who's going to be the future. I think Reigns he's getting all of the publicity for it as he is because he's the most close of the three to Cena. And he would be the easiest to slide into the Cena spot, which we need a guy like Cena. We need a guy that's going to continue to push the kids. We need that. We need a guy who's going to do his 300th Make-A-Wish. So if that's what they want to do with Reigns, that's fine. Just because he goes into that type of role doesn't mean he's going to be a 15-time champion like Cena.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
So I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways to look at it. I loved the ending to Raw. I loved this whole maniac fucking Rollins thing. I loved it. Give Rollins a gun because Ambrose is the guy who's nuts, but Rollins, he's ready to cripple a man to get what he wanted. He seemed like a man desperate, on edge, and on edge, get it? Because he was on edge. And it was I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and it was a smart way to use edge. And Christian is just dead money anyway, so...
Well, like I said in the email that I sent to you, like I was really because that crowd was fucking dead.
At points, I felt they were.
At points, they might have been alive, but throughout, honestly, dude, so watch again. Fuck, maybe.
I did.
I got, but shit.
Did you watch it on Sky or did you watch a stream? Be honest.
Stream.
Well, that's why you didn't hear the crowd, dickhead.
But why would they edit the crowd? So
no, they didn't. Streams have what they call bad fucking audio, and if you watch.
Yeah, but I've heard this on other people's reviews as well, saying that the crowd was dead quiet.
I feel like a couple of times they were, but overall, like Ryback got huge pops when anytime I felt after when Cena came down to come save Edge, the crowd popped. They weren't. It was Washington D.C. It's not. They're not known as a huge fucking. Really good wrestling town as far as.
Then why go there on your last day of the fucking year? Then like, go to fucking New York or Chicago or whatever.
I don't know. I don't have that answer, but you know, I didn't think the crowd was as bad as some people said. Where's that answer?
But I was dying for the crowd at some point to chant, "Break his neck, break his neck." Just be like. Because it's just kind of, you're not going to do it. We know something's going to happen.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to kill him anyway. Like, oh. I love the line. I'm going to kill him anyway. Well, of course we know logically that he's not actually going to fucking kill this man.
He should do. They should do that.
But hey, we have seen the spot where they put the chair on the guy's neck. Hell, it happened to Shane McMahon. So they've done these neck breaking things in the past. It's not like they haven't done it. So it wouldn't have surprised me had they have curb stomped Edge into the briefcase. Had we not known how serious, no, he wouldn't have been able to take that. That's the only thing we knew.
Well, then I have to say Heyman was right in that he just doesn't belong anywhere near that shark-infested water.
Sure.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But again, I thought a very appearance from Lesnar. It was just like. I'd rather him have not been there, to be honest.
Look, I feel I'm not a fan of this entire championship reign by Lesnar.
It's official. Honest. They've handled it very badly.
Well, you know what? It's not it's him. I mean, like, look, they changed the contract. Got changed. Didn't it? They could have done some smart, because it turned into a straight up pay for play contract for any other dates that they wanted him. He was getting like $1.5 million per, something ridiculous. They're just not going to do it. That's insane.
Fair dues to Lesnar, man. Fucking hell, he knows how to make a good deal.
Sure. But at the same time, what would have been the harm of doing promos and vignettes this entire time? Something. I mean, it's completely fucking worthless. But At least he brought the belt this time. At least he remembered the belt. That was a plus.
Yeah.
He didn't do much else, but I got to figure with the Raws leading up to the Rumble, we're going to see more and more physicality out of Lesnar.
It'd just be nice if he made an appearance, if he just had this whole like Sting philosophy of come, hit with a base of that and leave. Do you know what I mean? That's what Lesnar needs to do. If he's going to come back with these really minor sort of every so often appearances, come back, kick Cena's ass again, and then walk away.
Oh, he didn't even have to touch Cena. I felt he could have really just attacked anybody. He could have came out during any match and just laid somebody out and just kind of established his dominance. I mean, that's what he's all about anyway, so why not work that? But they're not. They don't care. And that makes me really believe what I think is going to happen is really in play, and that's Lesnar dropping the belt at the Rumble due to interference by The Undertaker, and Cena is going to immediately get cashed in on by Rollins. We're going to get Undertaker, Brock Lesnar 2, Undertaker's Revenge at WrestleMania 31, and then I believe the main event will be of some combination or a straight one-on-one matchup between Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan, maybe with an addition of Dolph Ziggler or Roman Reigns or possibly Ambrose. That's what I'm thinking. And
that's a really interesting idea. I don't think it'll go down that way, but I wish it would.
I think it will. I think it makes too much sense.
I don't see The Undertaker getting involved. I don't.
I see it. I feel it. It's the only way. Look, there's no other way Lesnar drops the belt in any capacity. There's just no fucking... Because if he drops the belt in any other fashion and Undertaker is not involved, then the streak was pointless. This entire fucking championship reign was pointless. Brock Lesnar's entire comeback this entire year has been pointless.
But do you believe the WWE capable of doing that, though?
They
I do.
See,
I totally give them all credit for screwing that whole thing up.
If they were going to, I feel they would have done it at the last pay-per-view when the last time that Cena and Lesnar fought. What was it? I can't remember which one. It was the one after the most lopsided beatdown in championship history. It was that next match. If they were going to negate everything, they would have done it there. They won't do that at Rumble. Because that would kill. They fucked up Rumble last year. They're not going to do it again. I have to believe that because they do get it right on the main events and the big shows 90% of the time. We may not want to always admit it, but they tend to get it right. And I'm hoping that they're going to get it right again. And having The Undertaker making his reappearance makes a lot of sense to me.
So who we getting down now as the Rumble winner?
Daniel Bryan.
I
don't think that. Look, maybe Reigns is still a good possibility, and I think Ziggler's also a possibility. And I guarantee those three will be in the final four.
Oh God, can you imagine? The crowd are gonna go absolutely.
They won't know what to do.
Nuts.
They won't know what to do.
Exactly. Everyone will just be coming in their pants.
If those are the last three, and maybe even if you want to make it a little more insane, have Ambrose as the last fourth. Just fucking insanity. It would be crazy.
Bray Wyatt in there.
Bray Wyatt could be in there.
Not that anyone by that point is going to give a shit about Bray Wyatt.
That's with the Undertaker thing. That's my biggest question. If they do pivot the Undertaker to Brock Lesnar, what happens to Wyatt? Because I don't know. This Ambrose thing has damaged him so much. I don't know what to do. Well,
I'll tell you what. I reckon this will be the only thing, and no one would expect this. I would imagine. But if they put Bray Wyatt against the Undertaker at WrestleMania and Bray wins.
Bray Wyatt? If they're going to have those two fight at Mania, I've said it from all along, Wyatt will go over.
Because what's interesting now they've ended the streak is now everyone's going to go, will he fucking lose again? Yeah. When they watch the next match. So I think it'll be really fucking interesting if they do put Wyatt against Undertaker, and would be really good for Wyatt's career. Because honestly, Vince has fucking buried this son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't think beating The Undertaker at this point would do anything for his career.
I do. Come on, he's The Undertaker, dude.
He is The Undertaker, but he's a 48-year-old Undertaker who did lose at last year's WrestleMania.
Exactly. But you could say the same about what Lesnar did. But no one's really taken away what Lesnar did in beating The Undertaker. Do you know what I mean? It was
some people think it's a mistake. Some people think, to this day, even though it's all been confirmed it was the plan, there are some people who still believe that it was a mistake. That it was an accident, that the ref made a mistake. There are a lot of people who don't accept it and don't give any legitimacy to this decision.
Silly.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Conspiracy theorists, you know. But
I love all that, though.
Sure. They're fun. They're fun.
Exactly. Why not?
They're fun to read about, but if you entertain them too much, you're kind of fucking retarded.
Natalia's really a man.
That could be very possible. I don't know.
I still fuck it.
Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah. I'd let her fuck me, too. I don't care.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
What about, because I know you're big into the Ascension or the Freemasons or the Illuminati, as I call them.
Look, they had a little bit of a
little bit. It's the most overtly symbolic.
There's a whole bunch of imagery in those packages. Look, I'm okay with it. What's the problem? It's not.
I have no problem with it. I think it's funny. I think Vince knows exactly what he's doing there. He knows that people are going to be like, "Ooh, Illuminati!" They're going to be tweeting about it so much that they'll probably be the most talked about.
You're the only person you're the one person I've heard say anything about an association with the Ascension and the Illuminati. I've not heard anybody else say anything.
Oh, dude, the more they appear on Raw, believe me,
it's possible.
Blow up.
It's possible, but I think that nobody really cares as much about that because they're too blinded by the fact that this is a Road Warrior ripoff, and I think that is more important. There was LOD chants at the beginning of the match, so I like the Ascension. I think if they handle them correctly, and this could really be said for anybody, they could be a really good tag team. But the problem is, being a really good tag team in a really weak tag team division doesn't really mean much. So
exactly. I mean, the fact is that the opponents they gave them had already wrestled that night.
Yeah,
that's how poor the tag team division is right now. And I just feel I feel sorry for them. But when I saw them, you know what popped into my mind straight away? Put the Wyatts back together and put them in a match with these guys. I think that would be really fucking good.
Well, to damper your hopes a little bit, if you have not read the SmackDown spoilers, spoiler alert, Bray Wyatt fights Eric Rowan on this week's SmackDown.
No, I'm talking put Luke and
put Harper and Rowan back
together and put them in with the Ascension. I think that would be suitable.
It seems like that there could be a possibility of that happening because
there has to. They're not working separately at the moment.
Well, Harper's working. Harper. Well, you cannot say anything bad about Harper and Ziggler. That was a great program.
Oh, of course it fucking was. Oh, dude, seriously.
But now that Harper's lost the belt, he's kind of aimless now.
But it's really going anywhere. That's the problem. And that whole thing that what's his face had with Shitface, that was crap as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah. I gotcha.
That was crap. It was awful. And just as he was getting really over, let's feed him to the big slow. Good idea.
Yeah, I didn't understand that because I felt Rowan.
You weren't meant to because no normal mind would comprehend why that would work.
But you know what? I do get it as far as if the plan was all along to have Reigns come back and feud with Big Show. They want Big Show to look strong going into that, so that's why Rowan was sacrificed. That's possible. I mean,
why are they doing anything with this guy? Fuck,
he's a company
over.
Man. I mean,
it's over.
He's still an attraction, though. I mean,
there's nothing remotely attractive about that big just a stuffed, awkward sausage is what he looks like.
He's still humongous, and the match that was it this week? It wasn't horrible. I mean, he wasn't as bad as he usually is. But look, you're either going to like the big guys, or you're not going to like the big guys. I mean, so it is what it is.
It's King Kong Bundy, is what he is.
Oh, he's not that bad.
Look at him! Look at him! Hold a picture of those two next to each other. Tell me that he's not turning into King Kong Bundy.
He's not turning into King Kong Bundy.
Except that Big Show now has got that sort of Andre the Giant walk now. His legs have just gone completely spazzed.
Maybe when the Big Show was part of ECW and he was about 115 pounds more, the new ECW, not old ECW, obviously, but when when ECW was a brand of WWE and he was over there, he was about 125 pounds heavier. Maybe then he looked like King Kong Bundy. But
he'll get there again. Age will do that to him if nothing does.
Well, then he'll die. We don't have to worry about it because if he gets back to that weight at this age, he's going to fucking die. It's that simple. I mean,
it can't be good for him.
No.
It can't be good for his health to keep wrestling, though, surely.
You would think. But, I mean, really, what does he do? He doesn't really hit the ground very often. Every now and then, but not much. Basically, he just comes in and throws a couple punches, maybe lifts his leg up a few times. Yeah. It's a trip to the gym.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But what about with what's his face and Big Tits coming back?
Big Tits.
Steph and Triple H.
Oh, I like that. Look, I'm not one of these people who are like, oh, the Authority was only gone for 3 months. What are they doing? It's Triple H's ego. No, it's not, because Triple H doesn't book Raw, you fucking marks, you stupid assholes. No, look, I don't have a problem with the Authority being back because, let's face it, since they left, there has not been one good fucking Raw. And it's been really, really bad. What would you rather have? Santino in charge again? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the anonymous GM back in charge again. Let's do that. That's a great idea. No, I don't mind the Authority. I like the Authority. I enjoy it because I know who's coming with them. If the Authority's back, that means Sting is coming back. And that interests me. So I'm happy they're back.
I guess so, but it's weird now because they're coming back. They're going to be the heels, except the smart marks are going to know that Triple H is really behind what's going on with Next right now. Sure. So he's going to get people to stand up and going, "Thank you, mate." Sure. Do you know what I mean? But he's supposed to be heel.
Yeah.
On Raw. So what the fuck? It's gonna be confusing, is what I'm saying.
I think they're going to take care of that. I think that. Over the next couple of weeks, I would look for some really heinous shit coming out of Triple H. And I would not be surprised if they go to their tried and true method of having Vince come out, Vince telling everybody that he was responsible for Sting, and then Triple H laying him out. That I could see that happening. Triple H just pedigreeing Vince right in the middle of the ring. Lights go down. Here comes Sting, and that sets up Mania, Sting, and Triple H. I see something.
But then won't that make Sting like a heel?
No, because Vince is going to be look. If you remember, Vince is the one who put the stipulation into Survivor Series for the Authority to be out of power in the first place. So by having him tell Triple H, it was me who had Sting because you guys simply don't have it anymore, and you don't need to be the Authority. You know, Vince McMahon, in all essence, who's kind of a good guy now anyway. He gets cheered wherever he goes. He has to say bad things to get booed at this point. I think it would instantly make him back over, and everybody's going to be cheering him. And then when Sting becomes his champion, you know, it's good times.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think no matter what, even if you booked Sting as a heel, he's still going to get cheered.
Sting, I would hate if Sting was booked out as a heel. That would be horrible. That would be horrible.
I could see that as a Vince thing, though. To be honest, we just go, he's not one of my guys.
He's not one. No, you know? But you know what? People don't like Vince. Will spite a lot of things, but the one thing Vince doesn't spite is surefire money. He likes that. And Sting is surefire money.
Yeah, if merch alone for that.
Yeah, fuck. God, yeah. You see all the masks? Fuck. And those are what, probably $15, $20 a pop? Jesus. Can you imagine? Like, I know for years they've been wanting to break the all-time record for masks in an arena. They wanted to do it with Rey Mysterio. They were talking about doing it with Sin Cara. They could do it with Sting. Can you imagine for the Sting and Triple H match if everybody in the fucking arena is wearing a goddamn Sting mask? That would
be like. But what they should do is they should make like LED ones, so you get that kind of wire effect of when the lights go down, all you see are the fucking LED Sting masks.
Yeah, like the new Scream mask, right? There's a glows in the dark.
Cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think so.
Yeah. God, my microphone stand keeps fucking falling. Stupid microphone.
You're being too animated, mate.
I am very animated, and you're not even seeing the feed. And
I know. I'm just guessing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fair. I'm quite an animated guy.
I know him so well. Right. But yeah, so I mean, I've not got very high hopes for this Ascension thing right now. Yeah. It's not. Only because I don't think they've got the right competition for him.
It's I know that they on SmackDown,
unless they put the Luke and
they
Eric
could do that.
Together.
But I think on SmackDown they destroy a couple local wrestlers. So look, I don't think it's going to be very long before we get the Usos and the Ascension together, and that should, at the very least, that should be a good series of matches.
Were the Usos ever in next?
I want to say they were. I think
Right.
I remember. I want to say they were, but I can't.
I would assume they would have
at
been.
the very beginning they probably were.
I'm just saying because if they've had previous matches together, then that might help the chemistry.
If they were, the Ascension probably was not there at the time.
Right. Okay. Well, that should you probably get a few first awkward matches out of them then. In that case,
I'm hoping the Vaudevillains come up soon too. That'd be fun.
that'd be fun. But I somehow I see Adam Rose getting involved in that and then it being buried. I do. I'm sorry.
No,
They're
right.
too gimmicky. They just wouldn't work.
Yeah, the people
I don't
aren't,
think.
people aren't buying it.
Unfortunately, I like it what they're doing.
I do too.
I love it a bit, but Raw's not fun.
Yeah, right.
It's not fun like that. It won't just let guys be guys or just be themselves. It's too... Raw's gimmicky, but in a different way.
Yeah, because they focus on the good guy versus bad guy. It's 1989, it's 1991 all over again.
Exactly.
Where the fuck is
this
Doink
guy's Irish? Let's have him come out and say arse and all
right.
this. It's like, oh, just let him be him. Fuck. Why does he have to be a gimmick because he's from that place? It's so backwards. It just really shows how old Vince is and how out of touch he is on some shit.
On some things, yeah, it's hard to argue that point.
I'm not going to completely destroy it. I'm not saying that. I'm just on this particular thing. He really needs to go. Can you deal with this? Because this is crap.
You know what? I think it's going to happen more and more too. I see over the next year or two the power continuing to shift to Triple H. I think he's proven himself enough, and let's face it, he's still a draw too. I mean, Triple H and Sting is going to sell some tickets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But I feel when you go back and you watch the first half of the show and you see my rundown for the matches that I have in mind, as long as they do what I'm thinking they're going to do at Rumble, I think you'll be kind of pleased with it. I think it's a good rundown of matches, and they still have possibilities of guys coming in and doing other things. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that's it. A Big Show said to... If this is true, the rumor, so it just came to me now. Big Show said, "You punch like a bitch," but then apparently Reigns turned around and said, "You look like a bitch."
Oh, there you go.
So if that's fucking true.
That could have been some just real in-ring stuff, though. That doesn't have to be necessarily a backstage "I hate you, you hate me" thing. Who knows?
Well, but it's still cool.
Yeah, I hope it's true because that is cool. I think that we've done pretty good here. I think I'm going to close down the shizzo. I wish you would have picked up earlier.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I got to prepare to get drunk.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm sort of... I had my shower. I'm going to be smelling tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, my plan was I was going to go live at about 10 o'clock tonight, my time, and just drink on air until New Year's Eve. That was the plan, but unfortunately my internet is really, really terrible, and going live is not an option. So I'm really upset about it too, because I wanted the world to see what it's like when I get drunk, because it's quite an interesting fucking show. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but I don't know. You might come out with some stuff that you don't want on YouTube.
Like my dick. My dick probably would have came out on YouTube. There's a good possibility.
Well, that's not that. That wouldn't bother me personally.
Well, no, my wife.
It's more like me. If you're anything like me, shit starts getting real personal when drinks involved.
Yeah, when I was drinking, when I was a little bit younger, apparently I used to cry a lot when I drank. Like, everybody's gonna be disappointed in me and all this.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, check it out, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad that I was able to get you on the show. And the audio worked this time, so people will be able to hear it. So that's a good thing. I always enjoy talking wrestling to you. I couldn't talk to you yesterday. I'm glad that the time didn't work out because my head would have exploded had I had to have the conversation after reading your fucking email in which...
Feel free to post up what I emailed you. Because
I'm reading each bullet and I'm just like... Why do I even hang out with this guy? What the fuck? This is just angry. But you know what?
Part of it is I knew it was going to wind you up.
It did. It completely did. I almost sent you my notes from Raw, and then I was like, "Oh, that's stupid. Oh, he's just going to go after me if I do that. Oh, that's stupid too." So I didn't. I just wrote a couple points to kind of fire back at you, and then left it alone. But there's a couple people that you should link up within the chat room in the comment section of yesterday's show, because they were just shitting all over Raw too. But these are the type of people, though, to me, that don't belong even watching wrestling anymore, because it just seems like nothing's going to make them happy.
No, that's true as well. But
You're not that type of guy. You're not.
No,
I don't throw you into that category.
I wasn't trying to think negatively at all. It was just kind of...
It
just didn't strike me.
Yeah,
it didn't strike me.
You didn't enjoy it.
But at the same time, I could theorize that maybe, because you being the sort of the nice, positive guy that you are...
I'm not even all that positive.
Well, I think you are. I think you are, very much so. I think you play the part of being like a grouch, but I don't think you really are deep down.
Well, here's the thing on that, is I love wrestling, and if I can find a way to enjoy it, I'm going to. But look, I'm a critic too. I'm very critical of a lot of things that they go on. I think I call out quite a bit of things. I just think some of the things that people are critical of are fucking stupid.
Or could easily be explained in some other way. Oh, that's because you really like the Attitude Era, and you're comparing them when you shouldn't type thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I think also for you, it might have been because it's the last show of the year, you just think, well, no, I don't want to go out of 2014 thinking, that was a shit Raw. So maybe I'm thinking possibly rose-tinted glasses, that you were seeing too much good where there wasn't.
I don't know. Look, man, if I had rose-tinted...
If you concede that, I'll concede that.
I can't concede that because it was an entertaining Raw. I was entertained.
Fuck you, Dave.
I was entertained. 80% of the people out there are happy with this Raw. I mean, everybody seemed to really enjoy it, except about 20% that are just like, oh, you're all fucking insane. But it seems like right now, it's the trendy thing to do is to be overly fucking hateful. It's like we're in this troll trend. And I'm not trying to say that's what you are doing, because it really just genuinely seems like you didn't mesh with it, and that's completely fine. But my question to you is, if that didn't get you going, I'm trying to think of, in this generation, of what they're working with and where they're willing to go, if you're done. Because what is going to make you happy if what I feel was a really good Raw didn't? Because what else can they do with the limitations that they have right now? I mean,
my only issue is that this particular Raw just happened to heavily feature big pushing of people that I really didn't like. Yeah. Cena, Show, Ryback, all them lot. I don't like those guys, and because they were featured quite heavily on it.
They were.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's why I was kind of like, had it been more Ziggler orientated or Ambrose or Wyatt,
that's the thing.
Then
though.
I would have been like fucking Ace Raw, you know.
But for me, I look at that, you say that, and then I'm like, well, what about the amazing fucking Rusev Ziggler match? Yeah, it had a shitty ending, but that was a good match. You had the return of Bad News Barrett in a very physical yet ugly ending match with Cesaro. Cesaro had that weird...
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was kind of like... what do you call it? Like an anti-climax ending to that match. It was like, oh, didn't that elbow come way too soon in that match?
Yeah, and he raked him in the eyes, and then he gave him the fucking elbow. It was just kind of a weird moment.
It felt rusty. It felt rusty.
Oh, he looked rusty.
But that's to be expected. He's come back from his injury. Let's give him another couple of matches.
Sure. He looked rusty, and he looked really skinny, too.
He did, yes. He'd lost quite a bit of weight, at least 20 pounds, I would say.
It looks like it, yeah. I mean,
hit the gym. Healthy, you know.
Hit the gym, buddy. Something, but I felt there was that, and I really enjoyed the tag team match. You're the one who's yelling at me. I never give the Miz enough credit. I've been giving him credit up the ass lately. He was great again. He was great again this week, and not letting in Mizdow, and then during the Ascension match, only making Mizdow fight and take the loss. I loved it. I loved the Miz.
With them now losing the belts, this is perfectly now setting up for Miz versus Mizdow now. Sure.
Yeah, it needs to happen. They've squeezed out everything they could from this really terrible angle, and these two guys have made it something. Now it's time to go their separate ways.
I just wonder where he goes from here, though.
Yeah, that's my worry.
Both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of them. Miz kind of has a way to go if they want to further the Naomi storyline. But Mizdow, I don't know what they're going to do with Mizdow. Is he going to continue to be a comedy character, or is this where he...
How could you ever possibly take this guy seriously again?
Yeah, that was my question. When all of this started, I know the type of athlete Damian Sandow is. I know the type of wrestler he is. He's very, very good. But how is anybody ever going to take him seriously now?
I know, it's going to be... Slatergator Dow.
Yeah.
Because that's where he fucking belongs right now, pretty much. Which is such a shame, though, but it's just kind of...
He's a good talent.
They paid you money and you said yes.
Yeah.
I ain't feeling sorry for him.
Right. No, not at all. He's the hottest he's ever been in his career, so I'm sure he's not feeling too bad either. But he's got to be asking that question, too. Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
But we'll see. So there's all of that.
Interesting.
I feel at the very, and you said it during the email as well, that it may not have been for you good, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
There were some interesting things that happened. And I think that's kind of the point. At the very least, if it's not going to be good, at least have it thought-provoking. Let's think about,
because it's interesting. It now makes me definitely want to watch the next Raw.
Sure, and I think
you know what I mean?
Raw, I'm really looking forward to this week's Raw. I'm juiced up for it. The Authority coming back. Hopefully Sting might be there. I doubt it, but he might be if they want to blow it already. Fucking Daniel Bryan, is he going to be there? Is he going to be doing any tune-up matches before the Rumble? Fucking the Ascension there again. The ambulance match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, is this going to be the one that gets it right? Probably not, but it might be ending the feud, so that's a positive. So I'm excited about it. I'm pretty juiced up. What's Rollins going to do this week? Are they going to continue having Psycho Rollins? Because I love it. I'm going to kill him anyway. I love it. Come on,
but then
Rollins.
it's kind of like then Ambrose turns around and go, "Hey, that's my thing."
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, you can't have him do that. Otherwise, it could be like, "Oh, we've botched this."
Give Rollins a gun. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So
it's quite funny. He might fuck an old lady next show. You know. I'll do it.
It's not Katie Vick, but it's an old broad, so it'll work.
Oh, that was really funny when Christian. When that's the only thing I've ever liked where John Cena's been involved. Where was it? Christian went, "Hey, do you remember that guy? That time when you slapped John Cena's
just slapped his dad." I do remember that.
They were genuinely funny. I really liked their appearance, actually.
You know what I would have kind of liked is, especially since they had that moment between Edge and Cena in the back, had after Cena reinstated the Authority, Edge got up and shook Rollins' hand. That would have been awesome.
That would have been quite funny.
That would have been funny. But, yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, well, thank you for coming on again, my friend. I appreciate it. You know you're always welcome right here. Because, I mean, you're not a guest anymore. You're part of the family. So, anytime you want to come on, you come on, my friend, and I appreciate it. Make sure everyone out there is liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that good stuff. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. Crowley's got a channel. Sub him. Start making pleas for him to make more music. Crowley, and I'll suck your dick, man. Make some music. And who knows? Maybe it'll be enough to get him to make music because this guy's got talent and the world needs to see it. So other than that, I hope you all have a very, very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We will see you tomorrow right here on Dead on Dave Productions with your Daily Focus and tomorrow's Creators Corner with Jake Link, the legendary comic Jake Link. So make sure you guys check that out and more. Check out everybody that I'm affiliated with, Joe Cronin, Tommy C, A Shot from the Point, all of those good stuff. And we will see you next time. Peace.